You are welcome to our channel. Don't forget to like and to subscribe. Please make sure you share. Just in the news, Bayo Onanuga fires back at Atiku over criticism of Tinubu administration. The special advisor to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, has responded to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar following Atiku's recent criticism of the Tinubu administration. In a statement released today, Onanuga accused Atiku of allowing personal grievances to cloud his judgment and dismissed the former vice president's remarks as partisan rhetoric lacking in substance. Onanuga defended the Tinubu administration's record, highlighting what he described as historic and courageous reforms undertaken in the past 2 years, including the removal of fuel subsidies, unification of the foreign exchange market, and fiscal discipline that past administration failed to implement. Unless the former vice president is still living in Dubai, he should acknowledge the bold and unprecedented reforms that this administration has implemented. President Tinubu has done what Atiku and others only promised, Onanuga stated. The statement also disputes Atiku's claim that the government's policies are anti-people, countering that the administration has more than doubled the minimum wage and introduced social safety nets to protect vulnerable Nigerians. Onanuga cited the student loan scheme, already benefiting over 600,000 students, as one of several initiatives making education more accessible, dismissing allegations of irresponsible borrowing. Onanuga clarified that the administration's proposed $1.2 billion loan is not for funding the 2025 budget. He noted that Nigeria, for the first time in decades, has ended the controversial waste and means deficit financing, repaid a $3.4 billion MFN loan, and reduced the debt service to revenue ratio from 93% to 60%. Onanuga concluded by calling on Atiku and opposition leaders to offer constructive alternatives rather than repeating tired attacks. Criticism is part of democracy, but it must be solution-driven. Nigerians deserve more than empty talks from those who squander their own chances to lead, he said. The presidential aide reaffirmed that President Tinubu remains committed to democratic values and will not suppress dissent. That last statement for me is very, very good, and I expected them not to give us this fine statement only, but to act on it. They should walk the talk, and we're looking at the submission of the special advisor on information and strategy to President Bola Tinubu this morning as regards his rebuttal to what are the former vice president of Nigeria, the president of Atiku Abubakar Alhaji, said as regards the efforts made by this administration so far. For him to say that this very particular administration is committed to democratic values and not suppress and will not suppress dissent, and it's a good thing to hear, and I want to believe that they should work towards that. Very, very important, because whatever is good requires more effort, and whatever seems to not be good requires a lot of effort. If Tinubu administration midway has done the following reforms as claimed by the special advisor, Mr. Bayo Onanuga. And of course, for the economists, they are seeing the numbers, the reports, international body, and the likes, and making their comments, and the economy is already in the right direction, and there is need for them to also work more, much more harder than they have worked in order to make all these numbers to translate and trickle down to a nice effect on the common man that is on the street. This is very, very important. Well, Mr. Onanuga was just responding to what Atiku said, because we must look at it even critically from the opposition side, and then we also look at it from the ruling party side. It is the right of the opposition to give constructive criticism, and Mr. Onanuga has already captured it correctly. He said it should be solution-driven, criticism, which I agree with. I concur. Anytime that the opposition want to come up with something to criticize what the ruling party is doing. We will appreciate if those dismissals are solution driven. Very, very important, because we don't have to continue to politic with our lives. And it's also unfortunate that our politicians, that is what they believe, because their visions don't align, you become a temporary enemy. Until vision aligns again, you could become temporary friends. So unless they make up their mind, even to detach themselves from the sentiments of politics and stop being unnecessarily partisan, and then when it comes to the economy, they make sure that they are really, really talking the real talk, and that is what is very, very important. And whether it is opposition or not, even a ruling party too, we don't want to be hearing swelling words and them praising themselves, which, well, we can't take that from them, which is also good, can ginger them to do more. But all these other things that probably may not interest a fellow Nigerians, the issue of endorsing the president again for another time in 2027 and the like, some school of thought may not like it, but the point remains that it is important for the ruling party to accept the place of opposition, and also to always filter a very constructive alternative, and then there be criticism, rather than, like he said, repeating tired attacks. Because Onanuga concluded by calling on Atiku an opposition leader to offer constructive alternatives rather than repeating tired attacks. And sincerely yours, we're expecting that from the opposition. Let it be that those things are constructive, because we can't rule out criticism in democracy. But make sure that whatever criticism you bring in must be solution, of course, driven, so that Nigerians, like the man put it, he said Nigerians deserve more than empty talk from those who squander their chances to lead. Well, that one doesn't concern me. But what concerns me as a Nigerian, whether somebody's concern is lead or not, as far as he's talking as a leader in Nigeria, he should give us solution-driven, criticism. That's justice, because empty talks, we don't need it. We want result that will trickle down, bring down the price of petroleum down, further down, and also reduce the prices of foods and services, reduce general inflation, reduce food inflation, and make the minimum wage of greater value even unto Nigerians. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and make sure you subscribe. Thank you.